Hello and welcome back to Instagram for Authors Part 5. And today I am going to be discussing the most commonly asked question of what to post and how often should you post. I'm also going to let you in on a little secret called Later. This is a scheduling tool that I use so that it actually posts all of my posts on Instagram for me so that I can focus on my writing or my coaching business or just doing other things. But first, I'm gonna ask that you help a fellow YouTuber/author out and give this video a thumbs up. It really does help with my YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, so in videos parts 1 through 3 of this video series, I talk about your Instagram stories, how to make them, how to attract visibility, how to use them as an author, how to create engagement. If you haven't seen those, then I suggest that you do watch them somewhere right up here, somewhere. But in this video, I am going to focus just on the posts on your newsfeed because we need those too. When people go to your profile, they will scroll and see what you're about. And what better way besides your bio to show them with your post and your captions, right? Something every writer or new author always asks in the beginning is what should they post on their Instagram and how often? And the answer that I often hear is anything that you want to share with your readers. Well, yes, this is true. And at the same time, it also isn't. Okay, true story. When I first started, I had a blog and my blogs come a long way, but I would post things that I thought were relevant to my books, which they still are. Okay, so I would write about magic and definitions that I would have in my writing. But what would happen is I would take a photo from my blog and post it onto my Instagram. Then I would hashtag words that I thought were related to my blog post and my book because they were, but it really wasn't in my niche. So I would do hashtag magic, hashtag spells. You get the idea. And before I knew it, I was starting to get message requests from people who were asking if I did spell work and if I were able to remove curses that they believed were cast on them. Okay, look, as much as I do not mind that said people were asking me for these requests, it's not the direction that I wanted my business to go. Okay, I wanted to be more related to spells in my writing, into books. So it does, okay, I'm veering off a little bit on the topic because I'm talking about hashtags, but it really does matter what you post. And Instagram actually does pay attention to the pictures that you post because if you keep it relevant, then the algorithm does pick up on that and then pushes you off to people who are searching for those hashtags a lot more. Okay, so having said that, let's get into what to post. A key thing to remember is that you want to focus on your brand. You want to identify what your brand is as an author. So this can be things like what genre or subgenre you're writing in, colors that you like to use, what are your characters into, what are the common themes. Does your brand lean more to the dark side in reapers and vampires and that sort of thing? Or does it lean more to fairy tales and castles? Or are you sci-fi, etc., etc.? You get the point. Maybe your first book, has like colors that attract the genre, which it typically should. And then all of your posts will be like around those colors leading up to the launch date and maybe a little bit after. That's an idea. And then maybe book 2, now there's a different color. So now you're going to have a shift. And now your Instagram is now, there's like there's a pattern. Or it's all the same colors, whatever. I'm not going to keep talking about colors. You get the idea. But if you keep your post relevant, then again, like I said before, Instagram's algorithm does pick up on it and it combines it with your hashtags and it pushes it out to the people who are more likely to want to see your post. Another tip would also be to pay attention to the hashtags that are being commonly used from Monday through Sunday. For instance, hashtag Shelfie Sunday. And if you type that up, you'll see a lot of people posting pictures of a book in front of a bookshelf, or just really pretty pictures of books and candles on bookshelves and that sort of thing. Okay. Then we'll have like Teaser Tuesday, which would be like your work in progress or something that you may be working on. Maybe you're getting ready for a cover reveal. So you'll have something that shows you have a book, but it's partly covered, cover reveal coming soon. There's also a hashtag Whip Wednesday, which is a work in progress. And that would probably be a picture of your laptop or a journal. You can have props, just look up varying things to use and then make a list. So make a list and see everything that you want to post, keep it relevant to your genre and your niche, and look up other authors to see what they're posting, to see what is creating the most engagement with their readers, their followers. And then as long as you keep it relevant and consistent, you'll be okay. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't post the occasional martini in the beach, sort of thing. But when you do that, make sure that your captions are still relevant to you being an author, to your brand, and to books. You can say something like taking a break from writing, etc., etc. Okay, just so that the algorithm still knows that you are in the same niche and it doesn't completely throw off your algorithm. Let's get on to when to post. You'll also want to vary the advertising posts that you do. For instance, if you have a book launch, definitely post that you have a book launch, post your cover reveal, post buy now pictures, photos, just vary them so that your readers or your followers aren't like getting bombarded with the same type of posts over and over and over, especially if they've just found you and they've just followed you. Nobody likes to get hounded on a buy now, sort of thing. If you've watched videos 1 through 3, you'll see what I mean. It's the same thing with stories. Okay. I used to be a big fan of posting once a day, every day of the week, Monday through Sunday. But that became a little bit overwhelming even when I was creating content ahead of schedule and posting ahead of time, because then I opened up Grimhouse Publishing. So now I do not post on the weekends, and for Grimhouse Publishing, I post Monday through Friday, and for my Killian Wolf, I post at least 3 times a week, and I try to post a story at least once a day. I aim for 3 times a day because that is what I recommend people to do. But I definitely will have a story on there once a day. So it doesn't really matter. The key thing to take away from this here is to be consistent. I went from posting 7 times to then 5 times, and I slowly went to 3 times for Killian Wolf. Don't shock the algorithm. Don't quote me on that. I am not 100% sure that it will make a huge impact, because I believe that after a while it will get normal again once it figures out what you're doing. But I think that, just slowly ease yourself into it if you want to lower the times that you're posting a week. But the most important thing is to just be consistent, because then that's how Instagram knows that, oh, this person is going to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday from at this time, and using a variation of these niche hashtags. And yeah, that's it. You'll be good. And also just keep in mind to use all 30 hashtags, varying them in your genre, in your niche, okay? About if you're, if you have a publishing house and you're having all hashtag indie author, hashtag publishing, whatever. And if you're an author, then you're having hashtag urban fantasy or whatever. Just vary, or hashtag writing, just vary them within the same categories. This doesn't mean to suddenly vary them and put hashtag martini on the beach, because that is what throws off the algorithm and ends up hurting you. Sorry, unfortunately, that is true. But just make a list of the hashtags that you use. And, you know, if you used hashtag writing on Monday, don't use it on Tuesday. Go ahead and use it on Wednesday, for example. If you have seen me talking about content cache, or you have purchased content cache, then you know, or you have over 700 hashtags that you can easily copy and paste into Monday through Sunday and just have it done for you. And then you can use later, and you have now hacked your schedule as an author. In fact, you know what? Let me just show you. Let's jump onto my later, and I can show you how you can make the best of content cache and this scheduling tool called Later to hack your schedule. Let's do it. So here we are on Later, and this is what my account looks like for Grimhouse Pub. And if you are like me and you have multiple pen names and a publishing house or just multiple businesses that you have to post for, you can always upgrade your plan so that then you can schedule and post for multiple names, and also schedule for Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram stories. So it is free just for the newsfeed posts. Over to your left, you see things that I have already posted, and this is the calendar, which I will show you how to create a post in just a second. Now, if you're the type of author who likes to have your news feed looking all matchy, then just go to preview, and it shows you how your feed looks like, and then you can kind of like play around with your post to see what you want to post next. I don't really pay too much attention to that. It doesn't really matter too much for me. But some people really like that visually, like all of the colors matching, or if you have a whole image that's going to come out to look a certain way at the end, that sort of thing. But if not, no worries. Go back to calendar, and then, so we are on Friday by the time you see this video. This will be in your past. So just for this tutorial purposes, I'm not really going to post this. I downloaded this picture that I got from Shutterstock. And then what you can do is you can either click on it and then create post and then schedule it for later, or you can drag it and set it to where you want to go. So let's say Monday around 2 p.m. and then that's where you can write your post. So just for tutorial, show you blah, blah. This is a post. And then what I like to do, you can always, of course, create characters, etc. And then I will hop onto my content cache where I have all of my hashtags, and then choose a few of them. And of course, again, only for tutorial purposes, because what I like to do is then come down to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and actually set a varying amount of hashtags within the same genre, niche, etc. And then paste, and boom. So I have 7 hashtags left. So this actually tells you how many hashtags you need in order to make the full 30, and obviously so that you don't go over it. And then boom, you can hit save, which I'm not going to do because I'm not posting this. But you get the idea. That is later, and this is so easy, and I could just, you know, use this. I make it all either over the weekend or on Monday, and then I don't have to think about it. That way you can focus on writing and then answer the comments later. Well, guys, that is all I have for you today. Don't forget to check out Content Cache. I have left for you in the description below. It has over 700 hashtags for you to use. It has over 100 visibility prompts, over 100 conversation prompts, and over 100 leads prompts, and a year's worth of newsletter prompts for you to use right at your fingertips. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And to productivity, accomplishment, and revenue. Goodbye.